especially for you, I translated my video with my lovely AI-generated voice.
I'm still only fishing with 2 rods, and with these 2 rods, I'm naturally trying to get the best possible results here. More percentage points in bottom fishing. And one of the best ways to make use of bottom fishing right now is the Snowman Rig. So I'm standing here at a super classic spot for carp fishing at the Old Berg, and I'm currently testing the second position. So at this position, at these coordinates, I'd say you can fish about 3 spots. I'll show them to you one by one in a moment. So, 1 set of coordinates, but 3 spots. And here at this one spot, we're going to cast out again right away. And we also have the advantage that at these coordinates, we can catch somewhat different fish as well. Right now, it looks like I'm testing a bit here. We've got tench on this spot. We've naturally also got common carp, Gibel carp, Crucian carp, and grass carp. So those are really the typical fish we keep catching here again and again. Of course, the black carp, the black amour, also shows up here from time to time. And right now, at a distance of 17 meters, I'm noticing this actually works really well. Yes, I'm testing out all my options here right now, and I really have to pull out all the stops. That one was almost trophy weight. That was really nice. So now I have to make sure I keep getting percentages, and to get more percentage points, I obviously always have to use the highest possible rig type in bottom fishing. Exactly how that works with the percentages in bottom fishing, that's explained step by step in this video. What's best to use at each percentage stage to get further percentages in bottom fishing, all the way up to 100%. Yes, right here, as I said, I'm fishing with the Snowman Rig. And the Snowman Rig simply offers a huge advantage. With the Snowman Rig, we combine sinking boilies and floating boilies, or buoyant baits. And in this case, I'm currently using corn. Let's take another quick look at the percentages in bottom fishing. So my goal is to get the pop-up rig. Unfortunately, we can only use that from 60% onward. What we've long since unlocked is the classic hair rig. With the classic hair rig though, we can only use sinking boilies and pellets. And now, halfway between the classic hair rig and the pop-up rig, we have the Snowman Rig. And the Snowman Rig now combines these 2 opposite rig types. So, 1 sinking and 1 floating, that's the Snowman Rig. And that's what I'm fishing with right now, because for me that's naturally also the highest level rig type, the best I can currently use. And I'm making use of the advantages of both rig types. I'm using the advantages of the sinking boilies, and I'm using the advantages of the floating baits of the pop-up rig. Let's take a quick look at that now. And the nice thing is, I still don't have a sufficient skill level to use ground bait. So with my level 21 account, I'm still an absolute beginner, and right now I'm dependent on my baits having really good attraction power, and on the spot, as it's presented to me here, reacting well to my baits, because I can't influence it through feed, since I'm missing the skill for making feed. Exactly how that works with the spots, with influencing a spot, and what a spot actually is, that's explained in this video. A really essential video for all anglers, and of course for bottom anglers too. Let's keep going here with the Gibel carp. Okay, a whole lot of Gibel carp right now, right here on the spot. Of course, I'm keeping all of them. The main thing is that I'm catching fish. That's rule number 1. And here's already the next one on the line. Oh, that one's a bit bigger. Well, let's see. Maybe there's even a Gibel carp trophy coming in here, huh? A grass carp. Yes, we'll gladly take that one too. And quickly cast out again here at 17 meters. Before we take a look at the setups, let's have another quick look at the spots. As I said, at these coordinates we have 3 spots here. And the first spot is right here in front where the cursor is now. So exactly in this area where there's this small ledge, that's about 10 meters out. So the line clip is set to 10 meters. And in that area, you can catch the tench pretty well, for example. The tench I've got in the net right now all came from these coordinates. Then we've also already cast out over there between the reed edge and the tree trunk. That's the next area. Here you can cast anywhere between 17 and 20 meters, depending on whether you'd rather fish closer in or a bit further back near the bank. And you're best off deciding that based on how warm or cold it is. If the average daily temperatures are on the colder side, then you go more toward the shallows, more toward the bank. And if it's a bit warmer, meaning at the Old Berg, around 20 degrees or so, then you can comfortably fish a bit further out in the deeper area. In that case, by the way, the third spot also tends to work quite well, and it's located over there where the cursor is now, exactly in this area, cast out to 17 meters from here. That's this entire edge, this whole stretch, where the vegetation ends and the open water suddenly comes into view again. So, cast out to 17 meters in that area. You can just do that from right here and cast straight toward it. That usually works pretty well. Absolutely essential, again and again, for the grass carp too. An absolutely classic spot. So, these three positions, so to speak, or these three spots can be cast to regularly. I'm fishing fairly small right now using fairly small baits because I want a high catch frequency. If you're standing here with the big setup, with a proper carp setup, then of course you can also use significantly larger boilies or pellets and correspondingly catch much bigger grass carp as well. And accordingly, you always have to expect that a grass carp weighing 10 or 15 kilograms might bite here. So you shouldn't be standing here with too small a setup. A feeder set strong, for example, simply isn't suitable for this. At this spot, you're best off starting with your mid-game setup from the video, What to Buy from Level 20 onward. The setup recommended there for bottom fishing is already really well suited for this spot. And here you can also get a bit of practice for what it's like later on when you move on to bigger carp waters. Or of course, when you fish at Copper Lake for the koi carp. I still unfortunately don't have a map here. I'm still far too poor to afford a map. That means you'll just have to look this up on your own map to see exactly where it is. Coordinates 2167. That's in the upper left corner of the map. Directly in front of me is the island, and over there, that's the Old Berg. So we crossed over the bridge and then went left, and that's how you end up in this area. By far the most important area for carp fishing at the Old Berg. And now, of course, let's take another look at the setup, and here's how it all looks. I've now got the same setup twice here, and these days, I'm of course saving up for a third setup. Still, I'm already spending a bit of silver here to progress a bit better. Over the last 2 days, I've now spent several hundred silver again, so that I've got various new baits here, which in turn also helps me progress further in the game. That's how it looks for me right now. In the last video, I already showed how I fish at Bear Lake, for example, with banana. That, however, was entirely with sinking boilies only. But you can, of course, also fish there with the Snowman Rig, just like I'm doing right here. And in that case, also with sweet cream soluble, a dissolving boilie that has even better attraction power. And I naturally like to use that a lot because I don't have any attraction power coming from a ground bait. So I use this soluble boilie, which attracts even better. And this soluble line only comes as sinking boilies. And now this is where the Snowman Rig really comes into its own. The advantage of the Snowman Rig, we've got sinking and we've got floating. And we're using the sinking, dissolving boilie. And now in combination with the best the pop-up rig has to offer, namely artificial corn. That's why the pop-up rig is so extremely strong early on. Because the artificial corn baits have really good attraction power, are really good for frequency fishing, and the price is really good too. And with that, we have the option to fish really well for volume and progress extremely well in bottom fishing. And as soon as I've got the pop-up rig unlocked, I'll head to Copper Lake with the artificial corn and do the first session there. So, a 5-hour session at Copper Lake, fishing with corn. Let's move on quickly here. So, I've still got a bit more time here. Here comes the next tench, very good, worth it, Quickly cast out again here at the 17 meters. Nice and easy, out it goes, and here we've got the next fish on. Yes! I keep expecting a really big grass carp to bite any moment now, but so far it's all still going fine. So far I've been spared. Quick cast out again. Yes, both rods are rigged the same way. So, I'm fishing with a size 1 hook. I'm also keeping it fairly small for now. I'm also only using the 16mm boilies. They also come in size 20, but I want frequency so that I get new percentages faster. And then here, this combination, the sinking dissolving boilie with the bonus attraction, plus the artificial corn, also in the cream flavor. And there we have it. Thanks to using the Snowman Rig, a win-win of using the two big advantages of these different bait types. And if we take a closer look at the rig setup, we can see a few more options here that we could switch to. So right now, this is the combination of sinking boilie and floating boilie. Then we've also got sinking pellet plus floating boilie. What I'm using right now is the sinking boilie with the pop-up corn kernel. And then we've also got this combination here, sinking pellets with pop-up corn. That's also a really good combination. This combination here, I'll definitely test out at Bear Lake on barbell as well, specifically with mussel or with crab and mussel soluble, also dissolving, combined with the green mussel corn kernel. I'll definitely test that out in the next few days too, and I'm hoping the barbel will bite really well on that. So is it actually worth investing skill points into the Snowman Rig? If the Snowman Rig is that good, that's obviously a reasonable question to ask. So, is it worth investing skill points here? And I have to say, yes, if you mainly want to do bottom fishing. If, however, you also want to do spin fishing and float fishing or sea fishing, then save those points for now. The two most important rig types are still the classic hair rig and the pop-up rig. With these two rig types, you can do pretty much everything in the bottom fishing category. And over the course of the endgame, you'll get new skill points added again and again anyway. And you can still decide later on to invest skill points into the Snowman Rig after all. On my main account, because of Copper Lake, I ended up investing skill points into it again. Because at Copper Lake 2, this combination with the dissolving boilie plus the corn kernel again works really well. And as an additional important piece of information, we recently got word from Russian Fishing 4 that fish don't just have different like factors for flavors, for different baits, but also for different rig types. Which in turn means that in one phase you might catch better with the classic hair rig, and maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, the Snowman Rig might be significantly more interesting for the same target fish. Right, so much for the Snowman Rig then. I'll carry on fishing here now. I'll keep fishing here. The whole thing is of course still a bit slow going since I only have 2 rods, but I just have to push through that. I obviously still need more percentage points here. And for now, I'll keep pushing on and keep at it, so that on one hand I earn silver and of course also get further percentages in bottom fishing. And if you enjoyed this and it helped you, feel free to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, or recommend it to your fishing friends, and we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.